Okay, picture this. You're in a crowded room, and it's noisy. Most people are practically fighting for the spotlight. Talking a little too loud, laughing a little too hard, just trying to prove they belong there with a constant stream of chatter. But then, over in the corner, you spot the quiet observer. Barely says a word. Just watching. Now, what's the first thing most people think when they see that person? We make a snap judgment, right? Oh, they must be shy or insecure, maybe a little awkward. But what's really going on behind their eyes? Well, that's a completely different story. See, while everyone else is busy broadcasting, they're receiving. They're observing, analyzing, calculating, and just waiting for the perfect moment. So what if we've got it all wrong? What if that silence isn't a weakness at all? What if it's actually a powerful psychological weapon? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. First up, let's dive into what I call the observer's advantage. This is all about how you, the quiet one, are able to see what practically everyone else in the room completely misses. It really just comes down to mental energy. Think about it. When someone is constantly talking, their brain is totally maxed out, trying to figure out what to say next, how to sound smart, how to be funny. But when you're quiet, all of that brain power is freed up. It's like your brain becomes this super high-powered receiver, picking up on all these little signals that are basically invisible to everyone else. And one of the biggest things you pick up on? Something called micro-expressions. These things are fascinating. They're these tiny, totally involuntary facial movements that flash across someone's face for just a fraction of a second. They are almost impossible to fake, and they're a dead giveaway to how a person really feels no matter what they're actually saying. So you're not just sitting there zoning out. Nope. You're noticing those tiny shifts in body language. You're seeing that fake smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. You're hearing the hidden agendas buried under all the words. You're basically processing the real conversation, the one that's happening just beneath the surface. Look, it really boils down to this. Most social interactions are a performance. Everybody's putting on a show, playing a part, but you're the one in the audience quietly reading the script they didn't realize they were holding. All right, next section, the economy of words. This is going to explain why small talk can feel like such a massive, soul-sucking drain on your energy. I mean, this chart really says it all. Just look at where the mental energy is going. A whopping 70% is for that deep observation we were just talking about. Another 25% is saved for actual meaningful conversation. And small talk? It's a tiny little 5%. Yeah, for a brain that's wired for depth, talking about the weather just feels cheap. It's a bad return on your mental investment. Think about it like this. Your words are like money. They're a valuable and limited currency. You're just not going to spend that currency on cheap, meaningless stuff. You save it for the big-ticket items, the conversations that actually have some substance. And here's the amazing results of being so careful with your words. Because you speak so rarely, when you do decide to spend that currency, when you finally break your silence, what you say has incredible weight. People literally lean in. The whole room listens because they know it must be important. But there's a darker side to this whole power. So let's talk about the threat of silence. This is about something called the psychological mirror effect. And it perfectly explains why your quiet nature can make other people so deeply uncomfortable. So why? Why does your silence get under their skin so much? Let me tell you, it's not because they're genuinely curious about how your day was. The reason is much, much deeper. And honestly, it has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Psychologically, what's happening is your silence creates a void in the conversation, an empty space. And if there's one thing human beings are terrified of, it's a void. It's the unknown. See, a talkative person controls the narrative, filling every possible second with noise. You don't. So what happens when people are faced with that empty space? They scramble to fill it themselves. But here's the thing. They don't fill it with curiosity about you. They fill it with their own fears. They start projecting all their insecurities right onto you. They start thinking, are they judging me? Do they think I sound stupid? Oh no, do they see right through me? And that right there brings us to the core of it. Your silence becomes a mirror. Since you're not giving them anything to react to, it forces them to look inward. And for a lot of people who are constantly running from themselves, looking at their own reflection is absolutely terrifying. They don't want you to talk so they can hear your voice. They want you to talk so they can stop hearing theirs. So, knowing all of this, what do? Well, that brings us to our final and maybe most important section, your fortress of mind. This is all about protecting that rich inner world that you've built for yourself. I bet you've heard it your entire life, right? Oh, you should come out of your shell. People say it like it's some kind of prison that you've trapped yourself in. But let's be really, really clear about this. It is not a prison. It's a fortress. It's a carefully constructed defense system, and it's designed to protect your most valuable asset, your energy and your peace of mind. And I want you to remember this. You do not owe anyone your energy. You don't have to put on a performance for people who are just addicted to noise. Your inner world is rich, it's complex, and it is valid, all on its own. It doesn't need an audience. So, protect that peace. Keep observing, keep thinking, and let other people be uncomfortable with your silence. Frankly, that's their work to do, not yours. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What do you find is the single most exhausting thing about dealing with people who just never stop talking? Go ahead and let us know your thoughts down in the comments.